Casey here, and welcome to the second episode of my spy tutorial series. This episode is going to be split up into different chapters. The first chapter includes each knife's backstory, description, and origin. The second chapter is going to cover strategies for the different weapons. The first weapon I'm going to cover is the standard butterfly knife. The butterfly knife is a standard spy melee weapon. It has a handled clip and a clip point blade. Should the player equip the weapon while within melee range and a 180-degree radius behind the enemy, an animation will play wherein the spy holds the knife aloft in a striking position. This is a notice that you are in range to backstab. Originally, the spin animation that plays when the player first pulls out the knife was much longer, but Valve later removed it because it was thought to draw the attention to the knife more than the actual enemy. Your Eternal Reward is a community-made melee weapon for the spy. It is a long, ornate dagger with distinctive oriental designs, a team-colored wooden handle, and a curved golden hilt. Upon a successful backstab, the spy will instantaneously disguise as the target without the puffs of smoke that usually surround a disguising spy. Furthermore, the victim will not scream upon death, nor will a death notice appear in the enemy team's kill feed. Also, the corpse of the victim will fade away almost instantly as if cloaking. Sentry guns will be unable to target the spy between backstabs, making it easier to backstab unaware engineers and sap his buildings. Upon backstabbing someone who is being healed by a medic, the healing beam will automatically transfer to the spy. However, the disguise effect is not activated if the target does not die from the backstab. Namely, if the target is wearing the Razorback, has the Dead Ringer active when backstabbed, or is invulnerable. Returning to a resupply locker will remove the current disguise as a spy. Since disguises are only available through backstabs, the player cannot disguise at will using the disguise kit. The name is a reference to a scene in the 1992 film Aladdin where Jafar fools Aladdin with his disguise and then attempts to murder him with a dagger that Jafar refers to as your eternal reward.
Your reward!
Your eternal reward!
The entry's description in the polycount contest furthers this by mentioning the phrases phenomenal, cosmic power, and diamond in the rough, all of which are used in the movie. The Koniver's kunai is a Japanese kunai dagger with a cloth-bound handle that ends in a ring. Equipping this weapon reduces the user's max health by 65, thereby lowering the spy's overall health to a total of 60. Upon a successful backstab, degeneration effects such as afterburn and bleed will end. The victim's total health, including overheal, is then added to the user's own health. This heals any damage taken and then applies the remainder in form of an overheal, capping out a maximum of 180. When the kunai is equipped, the spy's overheal mechanic functions differently from a standard overheal, depleting at 2 health per second. Overheal applied by a medic will fade in 15 seconds, while overheal at maximum buff applied through the kunai will fade in 60 seconds. A Koniver is a person who manipulates or secretly conspires with others, usually to advance their own agenda. Historically, the kunai were farming tools. When the Japanese emperor announced martial law and banned weapons, farming tools were among the easily disguised substitutes adopted. The Big Earner is a broken Italian stiletto switchblade left permanently unsheathed. 3 small bands of blood-stained tape were wrapped near the base of the blade. The weapon is almost universally stated as the worst spy knife. This comes from the fact that the Letron J revolver is thought as a quicker and more reliable way to fill cloak. Equipping this weapon reduces the max health of the user by 25, lowering the spy's overall health by 100. However, killing an enemy with this weapon, either with a backstab or a regular melee attack, will fill the cloak meter by 30%, regardless of which cloaking device is equipped. The Big Earner was originally named the Slew Stiletto. In Mafia slang, the Big Earner is someone who earns large amounts of money for the family. The Spycicle is a long blue icicle that, whilst having the same damage and speed capabilities as the knife, victims will not scream when backstabbed and in addition will turn into solid ice, similar to the golden statue effect from Australium-infused weapons. With a successful backstab, no death notice will be produced to the enemy team, but a unique sound of ice freezing will be produced, allowing alert players to notice the presence of the spy. If the spy is hit by fire, the spicicle will melt, giving the spy 2 seconds of fire immunity. The knife takes 15 seconds to regenerate. When a knife melts, it makes a loud extinguishing sound, alerting anyone nearby. The spy will also scream a fire-related response after it melts. In medieval mode, the knife regenerates instantly. Fire immunity takes effect after the first fire particle does damage, not before. Once the fire immunity is activated, the user can survive a Hadouken without taking damage, but not if the Hadouken itself activates the fire immunity. When using weapons such as the butterfly knife, kunai, and the big earner, your biggest tool is confusion. When in a bad situation, quickly changing disguises can completely change a fight. When fighting against a team that uses communication well, confusing them can help your team more than backstabbing several enemies. The best way to do this is not only disguise as an enemy, but act the part. When you're disguised as a spy, try and flank your own team, earning the enemy's trust. Don't run and backstab the first person you see. By having the enemy trust you, when you finally do go in for the kill, it will send them into panic mode. They will pay more attention to spy checking every living thing than actually stopping the cart or capping the intel. Remember to use your revolver in conjunction with your knife to spread the terror even more. A spy can be the most influential part of any game if you do this right. Use the dead ringer religiously when playing this way. Change disguises every time you use the dead ringer. They will never see you coming if you play this role well. Also, remember to be in constant contact with your team, calling out all enemy players you see and giving a heads up when they're starting a big push. Be your team's inside eyes and ears. When using the eternal reward, the first kill is the hardest part. Once you get the first stab, you're almost certain to get 3 or 4 more if you play your cards right. The best way to get the first stab is to lure a player away from a group and duel them on your own terms. Never go into a duel that isn't on your own terms. After you get the first stab, try and patrol the perimeter of the map, not going into high traffic areas. Only face 1 or 2 people at a time to ensure your safety. The only time you should travel into highly populated areas is when you're planning to go ambush a team pushing the cart or to sap a sentry nest. When using these kind of knives, choose the best watch for the situation. It changes every game. Thank you for watching the second episode of the Spy series. I put a lot of effort into improving on the original, and it was thanks to your guys' awesome suggestions and help. Please consider subscribing to my personal YouTube channel for more great game content. Also, please leave any ideas you may have to make this series better in the comments section below. Have a great day and goodbye.